Hello everyone. Today we are going to be adding this beautiful nectarine tree into our flower bed over here. The goal of adding this tree is to provide this beautiful structure and blooms over here. As you can see, here's the nectarine tree. There is this giant boulder right behind it, and we also have the walkway over here. And right there also we have the door, and I want to be able to open the door and see this beautiful tree over here in bloom in the spring, and also be able to walk over here in the summer and pick the fruits off of it. For me, this was the best experience that I've had growing up, just to be able to walk outside and pick fruits off of the fruit tree on my parents' property. That was the most fulfilling thing. It was beautiful to see the tree, and it was also just a very nice experience, and I want my family to have the same experience. This nectarine tree, this is called the Fantasia nectarine, and it grows about 8 to 10 feet wide and about 12 to 15 feet tall. So it's not going to be this giant tree right next to the house, and that's why I'm not concerned about it. And I want to make sure to space it away from the walkway, because if I turn the camera right here, we have the walkway right here, so I want to make sure that it's not going to also get in the way. But I also want it to look beautiful when we look at it from the opposite side. So if we look over here, you can see this tree behind this boulder, and this tree is going to branch out with multiple branches, and it's going to look full over here. So imagine just this giant tree right there where my hand is. I think that's going to look very beautiful. I'm also going to be changing the form of this bed, so we are going to make it more into a circular kind of shape on this side over here and end it right there. I want to be able to have enough space, so just in case if we need a truck to come over this way, just in case. And I also want it to look nice. Now, originally, I think it was last year, I designed this curve over here, and it kind of deformed because the grass keeps creeping in, and you have to make sure to keep edging the bed. And when you edge it, you want to make sure that you're edging it to the shape that you did before. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that, and the shape kind of deformed. And also I apologize for the lawn. So I finally was able to charge the lawnmower, but I haven't been able to mow the lawn yet, and that happened in the beginning of this week, where I finally figured out how to recharge the battery of the lawnmower. But hopefully today, if I still have time, I'll be able to mow the lawn. But I have other chores that I need to do, like pulling up the sweet potatoes from here, digging up the sweet potatoes from here. So we'll see if I'm going to be able to mow the lawn today. If not, I'll have to do it tomorrow. So this Fantasia nectarine is hardy from zone 5 to zone 9, and I want to flash a picture for you guys on the screen of it kind of right here, so that you can see what it would look like in this area. I love having food and flowers mixed together. I think this is the most beautiful thing because they both look beautiful, and it makes the garden more practical. I love both beauty and practicality, and this gives us both. Now, when you are planting a fruit tree, you want to make sure to not plant it in your lawn, because it will drop fruits, and also mowing the lawn around it is going to be a pain. I like to put down mulch around trees if I have them in the lawn, and I do have a lot of trees in our original orchard in the backyard, and those eventually I'm going to be covering the area underneath them with mulch, because it's a pain to mow the lawn underneath those trees. Because when I have a fruit tree, what I like to do is have the branches low so that it's easy for us to harvest. Now with this one though, however, I want to lift the branches a little bit higher than this boulder right here, so that you can kind of see underneath the tree, and you will be able to see across that area over there. And you can see also I was able to put more of these around the tree. These, where are they? Right there. These posts over there, the wooden posts, and I still have enough for 3, so I'm going to be doing these 2 trees hopefully today. And this Fantasia nectarine, I'm going to also be building a fence around it to protect it from the deer. Now it is a bigger tree. I purposefully ordered a bigger tree so that I don't have to suffer the pain of one, waiting for the fruits to arrive on it, because it takes the trees sometimes up to 5 to 6 years to start producing fruits if they are small or young. And also because I wanted to make sure that it's going to be safe from the deer. If the deer munch on this tree, it's going to be safe. I will have to protect it, of course, just so that they won't eat the bark and the branches, because nectarine, if they are like peaches, but what I know from peaches is that peaches bloom on both, fruit on both old wood and new wood. So with this nectarine, I'm not exactly sure. I need to figure out what it fruits on, but I suspect that it's going to be the same as peaches. And another reason why I chose peaches is because even though nectarine, even though I like peaches, I don't like the fuzz on the peaches. So I wanted the nectarine tree, also because the blooms on the nectarine are a little bit deeper in color than the peach tree. They have kind of a magenta color bloom, and I thought that this would look very beautiful over here in this flower bed, and especially with the color of our house. It's kind of a grayish sort of color, like a light gray. I thought it would look very beautiful over here. And I want to try to kind of have the branches go out a little bit, and rather than be up straight up, to kind of give it that vase shape. So because this tree grows to up to 10 feet wide, I want to make sure to leave over here enough space that the tree won't reach the walkway. So that means that the tree is going to grow about 5 feet wide this way, and I'm going to push it a little bit over to that side so that it does not touch the walkway over here. And I have a measuring tape over here with me. It looks like my husband put it over there for me. He wanted to make sure that I don't plant it too close to the walkway because he doesn't want the branches to touch his head. And I totally agree with him. That's my goal as well. I don't want it to be a pain. But anyways, you can shape fruit trees whatever shape you want. Mostly any tree, really. I mean, you see these trees, they do bonsais on them and stuff like that. So a tree is malleable. It doesn't have to be the shape that it comes in. You could reform it, reshape it into whatever shape you want, depending on where you make the cuts that you make. And I have actually a video on pruning fruit trees, so I'll link it for you guys down in the description box below on pruning apples and pears. So if you want to check that video out, if you want to prune your fruit trees right now, the tree is about to fall because of the wind. So if you want to prune your fruit trees right now, you can check that video out, and it's going to help you in making the right cuts on your fruit trees, because you also want to make sure that you're not pruning off the fruit. You can thin the fruit, but you don't want to prune off all your fruits. So now I'm going to get my shovel and start digging. I'm going to be giving it some tree tone. That's the only fertilizer I have right now, and that's going to be good anyways because I want this tree to put out some strong roots in there. I ordered this tree from Fast Growing Trees with the other 2 fruit trees that I planted in a previous video, but this tree unfortunately got a little bit delayed in the shipping, and it shipped all the way from California to here, so that's a long distance, and it's also completely different weather. So I was a little bit concerned that it's not going to fare the weather because we were having some low temperatures, and last night, according to the weather app, it said that it was going to be 39 degrees Fahrenheit. So the tree looks okay, though. It was already starting to yellow. The foliage was starting to yellow, so I wasn't super concerned because I saw already some fall colors on it, and I thought maybe it's not going to get a shock since it came here super late. My concern by planting trees this late in the season is that they're not going to be able to root well, but I'm super thankful that we actually did not have any frost yet. And our frost typically comes in September 24th, around September 24th, and a little bit later than that. The earliest that it could come is September 24th. That's the frost date according to Google. But this year it seems that our frost has been delayed so far. Right now it is, October 14th, and we still do not have frost yet, which I'm super thankful for. and that's going to be better for planting. You want to typically plant your trees and shrubs and stuff like that about 6 weeks before your last frost date, so that they could have the chance to root in before the frost hits. Now, I have planted things before after the frost and they fared well, and I think that it's going to be okay. We still don't have frost. The weather is kind of mild enough, and I think this tree will be fine. What I did last night to kind of make sure that it's not going to, so that the tree is not going to break, or the wind around it is not going to harm it because of the difference in weather from where it came from to where it arrived, I laid it down on the ground, and I figured that the ground temperature is going to be a little bit warmer than having it up in the air, and I think that helped it, and I laid it the whole day on the ground, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I did. And again, one of the reasons was I didn't want the tree to fall and break, but the other main reason is I wanted to kind of have this warmth from the soil. And the tree looks fine right now, so I'm hoping it's going to survive. Today we're supposed to have a little bit higher temperatures in the evening, so it's going to be in the 40s, maybe like 43 or 45, something like that, so that would be better. I'm gonna grab my tools, plant this tree, and then I'll show you the end result over here. So the tree is in, and I put down a bag of potting soil and some mulch over it. I also put down cardboard around it, and I made sure that around the base of the tree, hold on sweetie, around the base of the tree that nothing touches it, because I did plant it high, but the extra soil ended up melting around it, and then I added the bag of potting soil over it so that the cardboard would be weighed down by the bag of potting soil and also would provide some nutrients as well. And then I put the mulch over it. I also did provide some fertilizer in the hole when I planted it. And here's a view of the tree from this angle over here, and you can see it's going to look very nice, I think. And here's a view from this angle. So the beds under the windows are going to be changing completely, and those are going to be formal beds. And this bed also I'm going to be expanding kind of in a circular manner this way, and it's going to end almost probably right about here. And here's a view from this angle. So I do like it from all the angles. I think it looks very beautiful. And there's one more angle I didn't look at from one direction, so let me take you over there and we'll look at it together from that angle. And it's that angle, and I do love it. I love it. I think it looks beautiful from all sides, and I think this bed is going to look very beautiful. And just imagine a hedge, an evergreen hedge around the bed in the shape that it's going to be. So the evergreen hedge is going to go around that way. I'm going to leave some space, so it's going to start right there and go around that way. And so there's going to be space between the hedge and the tree, and also in the back right there. So I'm going to make sure to leave space around the tree so that we can walk around it and harvest. I may plant some low plants that we can walk over, like maybe thyme or something like that, that are resilient, and we can walk over them, sort of a ground cover. And here's a view from the stairs. from the door, and of course that's going to be going, so that is going to be a hedge, an evergreen hedge that's going to be around this height and going around all the way over here. So this shrub over here, this is a weigela, actually it's two weigelas, this won't exist here anymore. Hopefully I'll be able to take these out next season. And so you can kind of imagine that whole space is going to be changing. It's going to look, I think, magnificent. And you can see all the wooden posts that I put over there. And these white ones are going to be going, and I'm going to be changing them into the wooden posts with the deer netting around them. I'm going to do that for all of the trees and also for this one over here to protect it from the deer, and I think that would look so much better than what we had originally around the trees. Hold on, sweetie. And you want to go inside?
Yeah.
Alright, here, do you want me to open the door for you? And here's a closer look. Now the fruit of this tree is also gorgeous, and I will put the hardiness zone on the screen over here so that you guys can see it, because I forgot exactly from what zone to what zone. I know it's hardy to zone 5, but I think it's hardy down to zone 9. I'm not exactly sure. Hold on, sweetie. And I need to take this tag off. And again, this is the Fantasia nectarine. It's supposed to have a really delicious flavor, and that's one important thing for me. It is also short. It doesn't grow super tall and it doesn't grow super wide. That was also important to me. So I wanted to originally get a dwarf nectarine, but I couldn't find a dwarf nectarine that was the size that I wanted it. I could only find ones that are super short, and that's not what I was looking for. I wanted something that would kind of go over the rock so that you can see it from all sides, and I wanted the branches to kind of grace the rock, the boulder, not the rock. And I thought that would look very beautiful, especially in the spring with all the blooms, and also in the summer with all the fruits. And I know it will be a little bit difficult to harvest some of this, some of the branches, because of the ones that are going to be over the boulder. I think we shouldn't have that much trouble with it. We'll see. We'll discover it together as this tree grows. And I'm kind of curious as to what the fall color is going to be. From the looks of it, looks like it's going to be kind of yellow with some orange margins around it. So that's going to be beautiful, I think, with the evergreen hedge that's going to be around it. I'm still trying to decide on the evergreen hedge. I originally was thinking of putting some low-growing euonymus, but I'm not so sure about that. I may go with boxwoods, I don't know, or maybe with hollies, I'm not sure. I think though, whatever hedge I put on this side, it should match the same hedge that I'm going to be putting under the windows. I think that's going to be important. So you harvest this tree in the summer, I think around June, or not June, sorry. Like late summer, August I think is when you harvest the Fantasia nectarine. So that's perfect, because we have other fruits that we are going to be harvesting in the fall, early fall, and some by the end of fall. So I think having fruit trees that have varying harvesting times is very important, so that you're not harvesting all your fruits at the same time, because one, that's going to be a lot of fruit to consume, and two, it's also going to be a lot of fruit to preserve. And yes, you can share the fruit, of course, which we will also be doing whenever we will have a good harvest. This year we didn't have a good harvest at all. It was only just a little bowl of pears. So this year most of the fruits got killed by the frost, by the super low temperatures that we got last season. And hopefully this year we won't have that problem, and we'll be able to harvest a lot of fruits off of our fruit trees, and we'll be able to preserve and share. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I also hope you learned something new. And if you like this video, please don't forget to hit that like button. And if you are new here and you like these types of videos, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications of whenever I upload new videos. I'll be leaving a video for you guys right here to watch. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.